Brian, give us some perspective about the declines we're seeing today, because of late we have not seen sizable moves in U.S. equities. And if you look at the intraday chart for the Dow and the S&P and the Nasdaq, they've been steadily drifting lower this afternoon.
Right. For all intents and purposes, Scarlet, stocks have really been range-bound, irrespective of what was going on with the North Korean rumors and fears that we saw last week. But really, since about the third week in July, the market's really been range-bound. And given the fact that next week really kind of starts the traditional holiday vacation season, the last couple of weeks of August, people typically go hide away. Not surprising that we're seeing a bit of a pullback. There's a lot of different things that are confounding investors on a short-term basis. So given the market's ascension, we're not surprised to see a bit of a pullback. And quite frankly, we never want to see people lose money, Scarlet. But it was a little overdue to see a bit of selling pressure. So this is very normal and very overdue.
Perhaps today we actually saw the first time where investors really started to connect political uncertainty to the stock market earlier today, when it was rumored that Gary Cohen, the economic director of the Economic Council, National Economic Council, would potentially resign. It was then refuted. But on that, we did see the S&P 500 take a pretty decent leg lower, then a small recovery when that was refuted. But are investors, is that a sign that investors are maybe in fact starting to really connect the politics to the S&P 500 and to stock trading?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the market kind of sold off and was becoming a little bit wishy-washy post the inauguration, if you remember, in January and February after the big quote-unquote Trump rally. I think they're using it as an excuse, quite frankly, to take stocks lower. I think, again, if I go around and I poll all of my clients around the world that I have the great fortune of visiting with in the U.S. and Canada and Europe and Asia, working at the BMO, I think 150% of them believe that nothing's going to happen in Washington with respect to any kind of political platform. So to now today be blaming noise and rhetoric out of Washington or instability with respect to the policy of Trump to be selling stocks, I think my grandma taught me a really cool word a long time ago. I think it's bunk.